KFC's Believe in Chicken campaign is obvious. They are making a mockery of our faith. They want everyone to put their belief and come under the wings of the feathered golden-winged serpent. I know others have made videos on this subject that have barely scratched the surface. With Yahuwah's help, we will get down to the nitty-gritty on this. For the best place to hide a secret is in plain sight. Just when you think matters cannot get any more in your face, KFC's latest commercial is downright creepy, horrible, and morbid. This commercial has many disturbing subject matters that we are going to dive into and expose. To those who don't know, the founder of KFC, Colonel Harland David Sanders, was a 33-degree Scottish Rite Freemason. He included many Masonic symbols in his life, such as we see here with the white suit and black bow tie. He was also an Olika Shriner from the ancient Arab order of the Nobles of the Mystic Shrine. KFC, like many other fast food chains, are deep into the Illuminati. Here we see KFC Comfort Zone commercials. On the surface, these commercials appear to be just a stupid, silly advertising campaign. But they are far from it. Hypnotism is real. Through this type of imagery, gentle tone, and the music will induce relaxation. This then can open a gateway to the subconscious by activating brain waves, such as alpha, theta, and delta. Once open, viewers are receptive to suggestion. The newest line of commercials, called Believe in Chicken, are both full of predictive programming. The first one gives an eerie and creepy feeling of the movie The Cell. The change in frequencies turns everyone into zombified people. They become demonically possessed.
Welcome to the news at 11, where we'll be chatting to the Minister for Artificial Intelligence about recent accusations that he's not real.
Here we see the transmutation begin. When reading the parable of the sower, we learn that the farmer represents Elohim. The birds represent Satan, and he comes and devours the seeds. Go deeper here, my beloved. See, within scriptures, birds, birds of the air, fowls, vultures, etc. all are symbolic for Satan, the wicked one, and for demons. We all know that Yahuwah signed his name in every cell of our bodies. The D in A sequence of A, T, C, and G, when combined, those letters form codons. Codons are words. Thus, the seed is the very word of Yahuwah found within the DNA. Wow! Indeed, the Word became flesh and dwelt amongst us. That is DNA.
When we start looking for the Lord, where do we go? Well, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. This is a very interesting use of symbols. A friend of mine who worked for the New World Order, very high up in the New World Order, and he was one of their mind-controlled slaves. He had been part of the Illuminati, and one day his photographic memory wrote down this formula. He said that the tetragrammaton, which is the symbol that stands for God, equaled a formula for DNA.
With dangerous tools, that precious seed, which is the word of Yahuwah, can become compromised.
I think there's going to be a lot of breakthroughs on the medical front, particularly around synthetic mRNA. You can basically do anything with synthetic RNA, DNA. It's like a computer program. So, I mean, I think with enough, with effort that's not too crazy, you could probably stop aging, reverse it if you want. You can basically do it. You can turn someone into a freaking butterfly if you want with the right DNA sequence. You can turn someone into a freaking butterfly if you want with the right DNA sequence.
What happened was the arrival of a gene editing tool known as CRISPR in 2012. Many of you have probably heard about CRISPR, so I'll just say briefly that CRISPR is a tool that allows researchers to edit genes very precisely and easily and quickly. It does this by harnessing a mechanism that already existed in bacteria. Basically, there's a protein that acts like a scissors and cuts the DNA, and there's an RNA molecule that directs the scissors to any point on the genome you want. The result is basically a word processor for genes. You can take an entire gene out, put one in, or even edit just a single letter within a gene. And you can do it in nearly any species. This is the bad news. Gene drives are so effective that even an accidental release could change an entire species, and often very quickly. Okay, the other piece of bad news is that a gene drive might not stay confined to what we call the target species. That's because of gene flow, which is basically a fancy way of saying that neighboring species sometimes interbreed. If that happens, it's possible a gene drive could cross over, like Asian carp could infect some other kind of carp. That's not so bad if your drive just promotes a trait, like eye color. In fact, there's a decent chance that we'll see a wave of very weird fruit flies in the near future. But it could be a disaster if your drive is designed to eliminate the species entirely.
You just drank an ingestible formula that uses a CRISPR-Cas9 genetic editor to resequence your DNA on a molecular level. Science rocks.
What did you do? What did you do?
Whoa, you're entering phase 2. Epigenetic modulation! Think of each gene as having a switch, and one by one, your switches are flipping to pigeon. Human pigeon. Human pigeon, human pigeon, human pigeon, human pigeon, human pigeon, human pigeon, human pigeon.
You better unbird me right now. That's it. I'm not playing with you. Unbird. I'm raising my voice. I probably shouldn't be raising my voice at you. I guess you could imagine. I'm a little stressed right now. I need you to unbird me.
Unbird me. Hope you understand this. Does not matter if it is a butterfly, pigeon, or some other bird, as in a chicken, the metamorphism is occurring. With the right code along with the right frequency, transformation will occur. Notice, supercharge with the lightning bolt. That represents Satan, who will supercharge all those who are connected. The Prince of Air. This will be done through the liquid crystal that were in the snake bite, along with the 5G frequency.
introduira dans ces vaccins des cristaux liquides. Ces cristaux se logeront dans les cellules de votre cerveau et ils deviendront des micro-récepteurs à des champs électromagnétiques envoyés par des ondes ultrasoniques très très basse fréquence. Et avec ces ondes à très basse fréquence, on pourra vous empêcher de penser. On pourra faire de vous des zombies. Et n'allez pas croire que je suis au stage où je pense cette hypothèse. Ce que je vous compte, c'est fait. Souvenez-vous du Rwanda.
In Africa today, a plane carrying the presidents of two African nations has apparently been shot down as it was coming in for a landing in the capital of Rwanda. UN officials say that both presidents were killed. They're the leader of Rwanda.
On April 7th, 1994, angry armed Hutus militias, who were protesting, quickly just went berserk. They suddenly became uncontrollable. Crazy maniacs. It was like someone just flipped a switch, then boom. Instantaneously, turning them into killing machines against the minority ethnic group Tutsi. Close to 1 million men, women, children, and anyone else who stood against them were murdered. These people were slaughtered in a very gruesome manner, most died by horrific machete attacks. Every minute, 6 people were slain to death. Their dead bodies were left in front yards and in streets. 100 days of pure terror.
This is pretty early on. Already 200,000 people had been killed in a campaign of violence orchestrated by the government and the military, and by this radio station that was on the air, the Radio Mil Colleen, which was exhorting people to go out and kill their neighbors.
I really hope you are comprehending what he just said. This massacre had the backing of the police and the military. They are the ones that supplied the weapons and trained them. Listen to this. They were told to use whatever they had to kill men, women and even children, even their neighbors. No holds barred in the elimination of their enemy. And here you thought the purge was just a movie. You all need to wake up. This man said it's like he became an animal. He described himself as an animal, doing something an animal would normally do: kill. Another man stated that when he was speaking about the Rwanda massacre, he described it as pure terror. He said that when he was talking to the Hutus, it was as if they instantly became non-human. Non-human, folks. Do you hear me? He further stated it was like he was talking straight to the devil. Do you understand this? This is very relevant to what is playing out right here, right now, on the world stage. Listen to what Dr. Elizabeth Raushabees once said. Give me the money, and 3 months and I'll be able to affect the behavior of 80% of the people in this town, without their knowing it. Make them happy, or at least, they'll think they're happy. Or aggressive.
Have a lovely afternoon, madam.
Oh, shit. He's leaving. I'm starting the 10th now. Hope another of these freaks have our SIM cards.
What did you do to me? I had no control. I killed all those people. I wanted to.
Clever, isn't it? In simple terms, it's a neurological wave that triggers the centers of aggression and switches off inhibitors.
Transmitted through your nasty free SIM cards, I assume.
The pawns of Satan have learned they can hack the human brain by remotely stimulating the nervous system, either by internal or external means. The terrifying part, the person would not even realize their emotions, their attitudes, and physiological changes are being controlled and manipulated. They are being triggered and changed remotely. This is pure evil. Sadly, that terror that occurred in Rwanda was small scale. Something far worse is coming down the pipeline. The masses will be electromagnetically augmented to commit global genocide against all those who have not been bitten.
King Nectar! We'll see about that, Inspector Loose Lips. Now activating pelvic brain control devices.
waves are divided into 4 groups. They are alpha waves, beta waves, gamma waves, and delta waves. Using electromagnetic waves to create stress in the test subject, we increase its power to maximum potential. Previously, the EM waves emitted by this device affected any nearby Pokemon. Now, we can target specific test subjects thanks to numerous upgrades. The key to the success of this device is that it suppresses the alpha waves while amplifying the gamma and delta waves. I've succeeded in targeting a specific Pokemon and maximizing its power, and they're under our control at all times.
They have the ability to beam certain frequencies to inflict fear, depression, happy, sad, trance-like, anger. Pretty much all emotions can be used. They can make someone feel like they are on fire. To get people to run away, they can cause civil unrest, riots, or cause people to flee for their lives. These waves can influence the brain with microwave frequencies. This Science Channel clip exposes how microwaves are used for mind control.
Fading away at the height of the Cold War, both sides sought to perfect mind control or brainwashing techniques. Could magnetic brain therapies and brain mapping be used to control people by tampering with their emotions or memory?
Well, it's a powerful new tool that, just like nuclear reactions, can be either used to harness energy or misused for atomic bombs. And with the ability to go in and push and pull brain regions, you can use that in therapy, which is what we're doing here, or potentially use it for misencoding of information or other things like that. So just like any tool that our society has, it's really up to us as a society to make sure that it's used properly.
Microwaves and other radio frequencies are known to affect the human body.
Dr. Elizabeth Thrasher, Bees told us it can be done. Dr. Gilbert told us they have already done it. Bill Cooper tried to warn us. My gosh, wake up. Once your eyes are open in plain sight, the truth is everywhere. We are already witnessing a rise in violent attacks.
And it is only going to get worse. And as we see here in the KFC commercial, they are about to do the switcheroo. They're going to turn up that frequency, and people are going to change from human to that of a beast. Boom. The change has occurred. What is the frequency that will bring about the metamorphism from human to hybrid? Notice the blue on the gym shoe? Blue represents the blue bloods, someone who is half human and half beast. With the right frequency, the reptilian part of their brain will become activated. In La La Land, the change is marketed as super cool. Like, how cool is it to see people in unison, dancing down the street like a bunch of chickens? That is what they want you to think. Far from it. I want you to think of Rwanda on steroids, for this will be Jacob's trouble, the worst time throughout all of history. For all who bowed and took the bite are now hackable, having the consciousness of Lucifer, which is AI.
Also about AI, because it's become, I mean, from the time you wrote about it to where we are now, it seems closer to the things you wrote. It's moving fast. You did talk about how we will reach a point where AI will be able to hack a human.
We have the power, or at least not we, but some governments and corporations for the first time in history have the power to basically hack human beings. There is a lot of talk about hacking computers, hacking smartphones, hacking bank accounts, but the big story of our era is the ability to hack human beings. And by this I mean that if you have enough data and you have enough computing power, you can understand people better than they understand themselves, and then you can manipulate them in ways which were previously impossible. And In such a situation, the old democratic system stopped functioning. We need to reinvent democracy for this new era in which humans are now hackable animals. You know, the whole idea that humans have, you know, they have this soul or spirit and they have free will and nobody knows what's happening inside me. So whatever I choose, whether in the election or whether in the supermarket, this is my free will. That's over.
No, that's over. That's over.
To do something even more radical than just build digital dictatorships. By hacking organisms, elites may gain the power to re-engineer the future of life itself. Because once you can hack something, you can usually also engineer it. And if indeed make decisions, and can ultimately make decisions for us. Now, in the past, many tyrants and governments wanted to do it, but nobody understood biology well enough. And nobody had enough computing power and data to hack millions of people. Neither the Gestapo nor the KGB could do it. But soon, at least some corporations and governments will be able to systematically hack all the people. We humans should get used to the idea that we are no longer mysterious souls. We are now hackable. We are now hackable animals. We are now hackable animals. Hackable.
See the rooster? It is up on an altar. They are worshipping and idolizing it. They are putting their belief in a rooster. They have exchanged the truth of Aluahim for that of a lie. They serve in the creature rather than the creator. Now let's rewind this part. Reminds you of this, doesn't it? Instead of a cell tower, it is a rooster. Now, instead of a rooster, it's the golden calf. You cannot make this stuff up. Interesting is that roosters are used in witchcraft. We see here in this commercial, Kellogg's showing a giant rooster walking down the street. These commercials appear to be comical and amusing to the sheeple, but they are deep, dark, and very sinister. Now see, roosters are considered sacred animals in many religious beliefs. Roosters are used in rituals and ceremonies.
You're going to find this in an Orisha system, you're going to find this in Igbe, you're going to find this in Voodoo.
They are even used in divination, called electriomancer. Sometimes the rooster is to peck at grain, located at certain letters and numbers. The diviner then reads the letters to find the message. Other times, the rooster will be sacrificed to communicate and please the pagan gods. Besides chickens being used to appease the pagan demons, humans are also used. Which is why all of us should find the "All Hail the Gravy" KFC commercial more disturbing than the first. Now on the surface, we see this commercial mocking baptism. But let's go deeper, shall we? All the while keeping in mind, part 1 is all about that frequency which caused the metamorphism to occur. And now, it is safe to say that part 2 takes place sometime after the shift has occurred. Maybe 28 days later? From the very get-go, we see right here the Masonic and Satanic symbol of the all-seeing eye. The Eye of Lucifer, also known as the Eye of Horus. If you have not watched the series The Man of Horus, please do. As the ritual begins, a golden egg appears. In this clip, we see the golden egg inside a portal or gateway. Spiritually, portals are metaphoric entrances for transcending, obtaining a heightened state of awareness, transformation, and reaching a higher consciousness. The golden egg is being used in ushering in the new golden era of enlightenment. Brothers and sisters, the shift in consciousness is coming. We see the same golden egg in the first, Believe in Chicken, KF. See commercial. Notice, this egg at first is not cracked, but then we see the egg becomes cracked. Do you see this? It becomes cracked, after the rooster is seen walking past in the rearview mirror. Interesting in that in 2019, the official Easter egg just so happened to be gold. We are now seeing Dumpty's golden age come to fruition. Why do you think he surrounds himself with gold?
Tunnels coming to set you free, bringing the light for all to see. No more tunnels, no more fear. Trump Gaza is finally here. Trump Gaza shining bright, golden future, a brand new life. Feast and dance, the deal is done. Trump Gaza, #1. Trump Gaza shining bright, golden future, a brand new life. Feast and dance, the deal is done. Trump Gaza, #1.
The golden goose that lays the golden egg is being used as an analogy for artificial intelligence. The phrase, the golden egg, in the context of artificial intelligence, can refer to keeping the AI system secret, the golden goose analogy. The idea is to treat the artificial intelligence system, which is the goose, as a valuable asset that should be kept confidential, while focusing on the valuable outputs, that is the golden eggs, that the artificial intelligence generates. The article gives further examples of the golden eggs, such as novel drugs. The goose that laid the golden eggs, brothers and sisters, is symbolic of artificial intelligence. It is all right here. Artificial intelligence is the consciousness of Lucifer. We have learned that many mythical gods are believed to have emerged from an egg. The Egyptians worshipped the goose god. According to their beliefs, Ra was a hybrid. He had the body of a man with the head of a falcon and hatched from an egg. Go deeper with that, a man with a bird head. Head represents the consciousness, bird represents a winged animal. So why the golden goose egg? Some believe geese are connected to shape-shifting deities, such as Nemesis. Egyptians believed geese are messengers between heaven and earth. The goose represents how the fallen messengers will be used in ushering in the golden age of enlightenment, which is AI. And artificial intelligence is the consciousness of Lucifer, as previously stated. And this is the one who gets all the credit.
Of the highest order, that he is there in his irrational mind to create confusion in order that the human being can find new order. And you know, it's not so stupid thinking about this in that way. It's completely turning things upside down. Because since Trump is around, things are changing. Because we are waking up that he is the magician of the highest order.
For he is the magician of the highest order. And there is nothing his followers will not do.
The people, my people are so smart. And you know what else they say about my people? The polls. They say, I have the most loyal people. Did you ever see that? Where I could stand in the middle of Fifth Avenue and shoot somebody and I wouldn't lose any voters, okay? It's like incredible.
He is the chicken man, the one to bring in the golden age of the fourth revolution, where they will own nothing and be happy, because they will have a fake short-lived utopia of oneness, that oneness with the beast.
Asking you to look forward to really something very, very bright and more promising, and it's going to be an even more promising tomorrow, I promise you that. You're the first graduating class of the golden age of America. We're in the golden age. You watch. It's the golden age.
I don't want to be the person that makes a mountain out of a molehill, but we are going to blow the roof on this. I need you to pay attention on how all this ties into what is occurring right now on the world stage. Eggs are associated with the fertility goddess Ishtar, also known as the Queen of Heaven. People decorate eggs for Easter as part of this pagan celebration. Easter was not a feast commanded to be observed within Leviticus 23. Yehoshua's followers never sat around the table dyeing Easter eggs, you all. I mean, come on. The word Easter was not even found in the original Greek text. However, Easter is a mistranslation of the word Pacha, which means Passover. To the pagan, eggs are symbolic for fertility, new life, rebirth, and resurrection. Most of us know this, but could there be something more sinister occurring with the obsession with eggs? I'm sure many of you remember the nursery rhyme, Humpty Dumpty. It goes something like,
Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. All the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty together again.
He had a great fall and could not be put back together again. Same with DNA. Once it has been broken asunder, it cannot be put back together again. Did you know that Humpty Dumpty is portrayed as an anthropomorphic egg? This means it has human characteristics, but it is a non-human entity. I found this interesting human morph. This is exactly what is occurring right now. Those who bowed the knee to the mark of the beast are going through the metamorphism from being fully human to changing to half human to half Nephilim. Just as in the days of Noah, an entire nation was changed by means slicing and dicing the genome. Humanity forever changed.
Potentially could have permanently changed the human gene, permanently installed. Then they would pass it on to the baby.
Small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666.
Potentially could have permanently changed the human gene, permanently installed. Then they would pass it on to the baby.
Again, anthropomorphism is the attribution of human traits, emotions, or intentions but are non-human entities. Egghead, do you remember this villain in Batman?
Just the right place for a rat like you.
The only place you're going is up the river.
And check out the egg bomb. Looks like a shot of some sort. Interesting that it is purple. Red and blue makes purple, which represents the hybrids. Half human, half Nephilim. Look at this. Wow, here we see the golden egg. This all ties into what is playing out right now on the world stage. The egg bomb, shot in the golden egg. Wow, it's right there. And I might add, notice the yellow on his shirt? That represents a cracked egg. It is the yolk. I will explain more about that here in a jiffy. And what do you know? Here is another egg-shaped villain in the popular Sonic Hedgehog video game.
A pleasure to meet you at last, Princess of Soliana. I am
Dr. Eggman, the mad scientist. He wants to turn everyone into an Eggman, so he can be the ruler of his Eggman empire. Robin Williams played an alien named Mork from Ork.
No. Shazbot.
Do you remember it? He was sent to Earth in an egg. The orphic cosmogony, the deity that emerges from the cosmic egg. This show is just one of many where the pawns of Satan use the revelation of the method. Under the guise of entertainment, hidden truths of their diabolic agenda. Interesting is that Mork means dark. Without light, Mirth is the hybrid offspring of Mork and Mindy. The television series Lost. Season 4, Episode 4 was titled Eggtown. Are you seeing a pattern here, my beloved? The Beatles' song Walrus states the following. I am the Eggman, they are the Eggman. After they metamorph into the Eggman, they fly like Lucy in the sky. The root word for Lucy is light and is in reference to Lucifer. Also notice, when we all are together, they will all be united having the consciousness of Lucifer. The Beastie Boys also has a song called Eggman. It appears to be just a stupid song. However, if we dig deeper, we see that this song is just another play on words having a deep, dark, sinister meaning. The song even makes reference to Samuel.
Yeah, that's right. I'm the Eggman.
I'm sure most of you remember Jack and the Beanstalk. We know these were not ordinary beans. Rather, these beans were genetically modified. Ever heard of the term Beanstalk sequencing in DNA? Beanstalk sequencing is a metaphor for the sequencing of the nucleotides of A, T, C, G within the DNA. The beanstalk as the double helix, like Jacob's ladder if you will, where the messengers go up and down the DNA. Interesting is that the name Jack can mean supplanter, which means to trip up, to overthrow, also to take the place of another, often through force or through cunning, deceiving and through crafty ways. A new ruler replacing an existing one. Jack also means assailant, one who attacks, an aggressor, and an assaulter. If the beanstalk is symbolic for DNA, Jack has broken it and replaced it with a new ruler right at the molecular level. I can go deeper on this subject, but that would be for another presentation. But let's stay with the script everyone knows for now. So, as the story goes, the giant has a magical hen that lays, what do you know? Golden eggs. Jack steals the hen. He then climbs down the beanstalks. He gets an axe and breaks asunder the beanstalk. Once Yahuwah has lifted the veil from your eyes, you can clearly see how the end game has always been in plain sight. It's right here, folks. Breaking asunder the beanstalk sequencing of the D in A. Wow.
These are the geese that lay the golden eggs. As you can see, they're larger than ordinary geese. As a matter of fact, they're quadruple-sized geese which produce octuple-sized eggs. They're laying overtime right now.
The geese that lay the golden eggs. Most people are wanting a golden egg, but at what price? For what shall it profit a man, if he shall gain the whole world, and lose his own soul? During the 2011 Grammy Awards, Lady Gaga performed the song, I Was Born This Way. The performance starts out with her in an egg. Everything they do is rooted in appeasing their god, Lucifer.
Just put your paws up, 'cause you were born this way, baby.
Now, it's not an egg, is it? It's a vessel? Is that what you call it?
It's a vessel. And I said, okay.
Okay, it's a vessel. Yeah. And you were in there for like a couple of hours.
I was in it for 3 days.
For 3 days? Wow.
And your inner superstar and say, I was born this way. The performance we did last night at the Grammys was, and what we've been doing with the egg and the rebirth, it's meant to signify an artistic statement of birthing a new race, a race within the race of humanity.
Birthing a new race, a race within the race of humanity.
Birthing a new race, a race with,
Did you catch that? Birthing a new race within the race of humanity. A new race being born from humanity. This is Humanism 2.0. Clearly there is an eerie, strange obsession with eggs. Now with Yahuwah's help, we can crack this, exposing the diabolical agenda. The orphic egg has the serpent intertwined around the egg, and it is believed that the first deity, Fans, came up from the abyss and was hatched from the universal egg, and is thus believed to be the primordial god of creation. Fans means to bring light. Brothers and sisters, if you did not know this, mythology is just names of entities such as Lucifer, the fallen watchers, and the Nephilim, repackaged with different names. Fans, a golden wing, deity that emerges from the cosmic egg, is androgynous, just like the Baphomet. The Ardhana Ishvara form of Shiva is also depicted as being androgynous. Isis is believed to be the divine egg and the bird goddess. Other pagan deities such as Amma, Brahma, Ra, Eros, and even Mitra are also believed to have emerged from an egg. Same entity, just being worshipped and called different names. You might remember a few years ago, I did a video breaking down I Pet Goat 2. Let's recap some of this. We see the apple. The apple has gotten a bad rap for being the forbidden fruit. Here we see the mixing of the two seeds, the serpent seed and the woman's seed. Once united, the lotus flower emerges. The lotus flower represents spiritual enlightenment, reaching a higher consciousness and rebirth. This represents the woman, receiving the consciousness of Lucifer. Next, we see the serpent being intertwined around the orphic egg. Remember, the deity that emerges from the orphic egg will be a hybrid. I'm going to come back to this, but right now I need your bear with me for a moment. I do not want you to miss this. First off, an embryo cell of a human is not that much different than the embryo cell of a chicken. Look at these parts of the egg. The yellow yolk is the biggest part of the cell. Do you see that? Chicken DNA is within the cell nucleus. This is that very small spot found on the surface of the yolk, right there, called the blastodisc, also known as the germinal disc. Do you see that? That holds the DNA. If we were to analogize the body, soul, and spirit of a person to that of an egg, this is how we could compare the two. The shell is like the physical body, the very vessel that houses, inhabits the soul and spirit. The egg white is like the soul, that is, the very essence of a person, their being, their spirit, their will, their personality, their mind, and their seat of emotions. The yolk is the innermost part of the being, the dwelling place of the Ruach HaKodesh, our lifeline that connects us to Yahuwah. It is interesting that it is also where DNA can be found, right there in the innermost part of our being, where Yahuwah has signed his signature in every cell of our body. Sticking to this same analogy, a cracked yolk would mean that the DNA has been broken. It has been broken asunder. So now that we see how the egg is also symbolic for these deeper meanings, let us review this scene for my pet goat too. See here. Look, the boy's head, is that not in the shape of an egg? As a matter of fact, it would be a cracked egg. And the yolk. See the yolk spilled on his shirt? Wow. You see that? The yolk has been broken. Now we don't just learn that the yolk is where the cell nucleus is. The DNA is inside the nucleus. And the yolk represents the Ruach HaKodesh. And the part that houses the DNA is right there on the belly. In chicken terms, that is the germinal disc. Right there. All this is symbolic for the genetic code being broken, being cracked. That code is why HWH being removed from the DNA. It has been cut asunder. Yahuwah's name has been removed right at the cellular level, which causes one to be disconnected from the divine. The Eggman has been cracked by means of changing the frequency and through sorcery, which is pharmakia. Do you see hypodermic needles? Also, we see the black goo is spilled out of his head. Notice the puddle next to him? See the black goo is running through his arms, his head. In the series Stranger Things, when a person gets the black veins, that is sign that the person is under the control of the thing called Mind Flayer. That is a powerful shadowy entity from another dimension. The person receives the consciousness of this entity. Once fully possessed, the person will have supernatural powers. Method of revelation has been used across all aspects of entertainment. I've covered the obsession with the black goo in many of my videos. Movies such as Spider-Man, Venom, Matrix, Prometheus, Alien, and so many more, all showing how the entity of black goo will transform someone. No doubt, this is stranger than fiction. The black goo is a demon. Here look. Plasmins and demons in graphene. The black goo is a conductor, used with certain frequencies that will work with wireless signals. These frequencies are very low. Demons work at very low frequencies. Those who are connected to the big cloud in the sky are now emitting a lower frequency. They are vibrating at a different level. Lower frequencies are associated with negative feelings such as hate, anger, fear, guilt, depression, resentment, etc. The energy waves are demonic, as we see here. Here is another perfect example of them signaling the demon of black goo. She is sitting in a bathtub full of black goo. Then the demon manifests in the black goo. You cannot make this up. Right there, the third eye. See the demon on her back. And then the black goo demon travels up the 33 vertebrae. Here we see her third eye being opened. Please watch my series called Man of Horus. She is now taken over by the demon. She is now connected, just like in the movie The Matrix. She is plugged into the Matrix. Her eyes go white, meaning she now has the consciousness of the beastly AI. Same as what was being depicted in Black Mirror. When they get connected to the system, their eyes go back in their head and then turn white. All about being connected to the meta. The sleeping giant, right inside the Eggman. Just waiting for the flip of the switch, when each gene will simultaneously turn from human to bird. Human to Bird, Perry's song E.T. It talks about an extraterrestrial entity from another dimension. It also has different DNA. This demon opens her eyes so she can see the light. That light is the consciousness of Lucifer. Once embraced, she will walk on a different wavelength. Just like those who are connected to the system, they are on a different wavelength. These people have been filled with the poison. They were taken by abduction through deception. Under the guise of entertainment, the diabolic agenda is in plain sight. Now do you understand why I've been warning everyone when they flip the switch? These people are going to change. Again, think if you will of Rwanda, but on steroids. I'm sorry to break this to you, but those who took the bait are not going to have any free will. They will be fully possessed with these demons. A hostile takeover. The great avalanche, the portal opened, where every unclean bird will make its nest. Just like Mr. Smith from The Matrix.
Me too.
In hindsight, we now see how it has always been hidden in plain sight. Just like the opening ritual in 1992, the Olympics in Barcelona. They showed us the end game. Operation War Seed. All right there, all the way down to the demonic birds. The birds to devour the seed of Yasharal. The fallen messengers going up and down Jacob's ladder, which is the D in A. The Pokey, the Nanotech, the Black Goo, the Hydra Vulgaris, the virus, the Blue Bloods, cutting the DNA. You can even see the metamorphism occur. Wow, it's all right here, folks. Then in 2012, they told us that this is for everyone. At the heels of the Great Depression, Hoover's president campaign focused on prosperity and a better life for all Americans. He promised he would put a chicken in every pot, a slogan from the 16th century. Interesting is another method of revelation found in plain sight on this Illuminati card called chicken in every pot. Those who have eyes to see know exactly what this means. First off, see the red outlet plug next to the solar panels. They want everyone plugged into the meta. The 3 windows with 6 panes each, that equals 666. His red and blue sweater represents the uniting of the 2 seeds, the Masonic bird and the pyramid. Some have speculated that chickens have evolved from reptiles. Here, look at this article from 2016. Scientists are reverse engineering a dinosaur from a chicken. Jacqueline Ronson stated that yes, dinosaurs are reptiles. In fact, birds are considered to be living dinosaurs, making them a specific type of reptile. According to her, engineering dinosaurs from chickens would be accomplished within decades. According to them, a chicken is a reptile. So what are they really telling us? A reptile in every pot. Brothers and sisters. Go deeper. Are we not clay pots? So what is being said here is that they want a reptile in every pot. In other words, this is for everyone, just as they stated in the Olympic ritual of 2012. The reptile they want to put in everyone's pots is the legendary Cockatrice. Those that believe in the mythical Cockatrice believe it hatched from a serpent by a chicken egg, portrayed with having a rooster's head, a serpent's body, and wings of a dragon. In other words, a hybrid creature. Now, as a scriptural student, I do not believe in mythical creatures. However, the pawns of Satan will use mythology along with mythical creatures to mock us. The scriptures have much to say about Cockatrice. These verses are two-folded. Most won't catch this, but to those of us who have eyes to see, we know what is saying here. He that eats of their eggs dies, and that which is crushed breaks out into a viper, that is a serpent. They want to create it, a chimera. They're doing just that. Look at this species chimerism unveils human pluripotency. Fictional movies are based on real lab experiments, such as this one, a new chicken species that is crossed with humans. A chimera. Human. Bird. Wow. Again, your pot. Wake up now. Sleepy house of Yasharal. They want the feathered flying serpent, that dragon of old, to be inside all living things. Once this takes up shop inside that pot, they will become empty, brainwashed people. Reminds me of Dawn of the Nugget, Part 2 of Chicken Run. Everyone gets a number. With the change in frequency, through remote control, the chickens instantly become brainwashed. These movies and commercials such as KFC's Believe in Chicken are marketed and disguised as humor, but show us a glimpse of a future dystopia, a time not so far off in the distance, where they want everyone to be connected to the beastly AI. Quantum computing system. The fourth industrial revolution is a zombified humanity, having the consciousness of Lucifer. If matters seem as they cannot get any worse, they do. Upon activation, through the 5G frequency, the switch will occur. The VMAT2 gene, that is the God gene, will be permanently turned off. These soulless hybrids will no longer have the spark of life in them. The light of the bridegroom shall no longer shine in them. Their DNA will emit an unknown sound. They will vibrate at a different level. They will march to a different beat, a beat not in line with Yahuwah. They will crave the life, the soul, the nefesh that is within our blood. They will even be able to smell our blood.
You have no idea how many, you have no idea what's coming. We smell Christian blood. We are waiting for our day. And when the call is given, millions of us will be released. And they looked at me and said, you believe in revivals, and you believe in Pentecost and the power of God. You believe in all that. We believe in...
I smell the blood of an Englishman. Be he live or be he dead, I'll grind his bones to make my bread.
When people, change from human to bird, they will hate us because his name is still within our DNA. In the past, children were offered as a human sacrifice to appease the demonic deity of Molech. Same satanic ritual right here in the KFC's commercial. The victim does not have to pass through the fire to be a human sacrifice. As we see here, the boy is dunked in boiling gravy. This scene is morbid and appalling. As she raises him out of the gravy, he is now as a nugget. The cult members dance. Same as what we just saw with Moloch cult members. They go insane. I don't know if you are aware of this, but chicken nugget is slang for human white meat. This commercial is not just about a satanic ritual of cult members performing a human sacrifice and then partaking in cannibalism. By now, most people know about human meat being found in many products, and especially fast food. As bad as that is, matters do get worse. The fourth industrial revolution is a zombified humanity, where people will be having the consciousness of Lucifer. Upon activation, through the 5G frequency, the switch will occur. The VMAT2 gene, that is the God gene, will be permanently turned off. I believe this will be what they call the headless syndrome. They will be headless in that they won't have a consciousness. Soylent Green is not a new revelation. However, what is new is that in viewing both Believe in Chicken commercials, we see hidden in plain sight. These are the wings they want you under. KFC was promoting and embracing this demon. Interesting, in the video game Diablo, there is secret messages found in hidden features called Easter egg. You cannot make this up. And look here, a cracked egg. What is the odds of that? KFC has a cracked egg, and this demonic video game also has a cracked egg. To sum up, we see the shift begins at 11 o'clock. Occultists believe 11 to be the master number, having a deep meaning of having a direct connection to the spiritual realm. To them, 11 signifies a spiritual awakening. That awakening is the golden age of transformation and ascending to a higher consciousness. The very consciousness of Lucifer, which is the beastly AI. Quantum computing. Next, we see the word change. Exactly. In plain sight, they are showing you the shift. Once that frequency is turned on and the switch occurs, they will be coming for the divine dunk. The divine dunk, brothers and sisters, represents Yahuwah. He is the divine. He is the life. He is that light that fuels us, found within every cell in our body, that makes us who we are. Fully human, made in His image. We are living in the last seconds of this earth age, brothers and sisters. Now is the time to get right with Yahuwah. As always, if you need anything, get in touch with us at FollowersofYah.com. I love you all very much. Be Baruch.